Welcome to The Real and the Woo. I'm your host, Lauri Stern. Join me as I invite experts and friends to discuss a range of topics, from the factual and practical to the mystical and magical. Consider this your virtual happy hour filled with lively, authentic, and meaningful conversations meant to inform, inspire, and ignite your curiosity. Whether you are very real or super woo, this podcast is just for you. Welcome to The Real and the Woo. I'm your host, Lauri Stern, and this is going to be a little bit of a different kind of Mindfulness Monday because I had the pleasure of going live on Instagram with Jackie Pilossoph from Divorced Girl Smiling, the company that she founded that helps people moving through any stage of divorce. And although I am very happily married, I have become one of her trusted professionals, one of about 80, I believe. And my role there is energetic wellness consulting. And so the conversation that you're about to hear takes everybody through a little bit of what I do and how I do it. Because I'm having a conversation with somebody else, I often find that's a little bit easier in how it gets explained and highlighted. So if you would like to give this a listen, I'd love to have your listenership. I'd also really like you guys to start following me on YouTube and leaving comments and ratings because I'm getting all these spam emails. Anybody else podcasting out there, I'm sure, can relate. Getting all these spam emails from SEO professionals saying, I could get millions of more viewers if I only hired them because my descriptions are pretty shitty. And maybe that's true. So I'm slowly working through how to boost my own algorithms. And if you've been listening to me long enough to know and know me well enough, I think that's all a bunch of BS, and I'm waiting for the world to catch up with me. There's a lot of us like me who would prefer not to have to play the game of boosting viewerships and likes and comments and all that stuff. But while we're dealing with the world we are living in, I really do appreciate all the ways you make comments and send me messages and book appointments and send me your friends. So thank you. Next, I do create quite a bit through writing. So I am on Substack and I have a newsletter. So if you'd like to be receiving a newsletter, please head to customdesignedwellness.com. I'll link it in my show notes. And I will also link my Substack to you where you can sign up for free or you can pay for a subscription. I'm newer over there. And so I do plan on giving founding members and people who do pay to subscribe. I can write sometimes better than I can speak. Okay, so if you do end up paying for a subscription, I do plan on honoring that and VIPing your experience over on Substack once I get that all going too. So thank you so much, and let's get on with the show.
I'm going to bring on an amazing guest today. I'm so excited to talk about this. So the title of this is Divorce Isn't Just Emotional, It's Disorienting. And we're going to talk about how everybody says, stay positive, stay positive. I bet if you're listening to this and you're going through a divorce, you've heard that from every single person. And you're like, yeah, I'm trying. And that's great. But this person, my guest, is going to talk about how to stay grounded and stable and just stay calm. And I'm really looking forward to this. I'm going to bring on Lauri Stern. Lauri is an energetic wellness coach. She helps people stay grounded through things like yoga, Reiki, chakra balancing, sculpting and toning. And then she also offers customized workshops, retreats, and things like that. I love Lauri. I'm so excited to bring her on just for my own self. So, okay, I am going to bring her on. Hang on one second. Oh, grounding.
Okay.
Because don't you agree with me? Like, well, you never went through a divorce. Just to tell everyone, Lauri is happily married. I'm not even surprised. But when people are going through a divorce, everyone says to us, stay positive. And that's really, they mean well, and that's wonderful. But why is it so much more than that?
Okay, first of all, I come from divorce, so I totally understand the disorienting nature of divorce. And trying to put a brave face on for your kids is something that we do, right? Whether you're going through divorce or not.
Or anything like.
Anything, exactly. So especially as parents. It's disorienting because you're either moving households, right? So your foundation is literally being just destroyed. Potentially. If it's not yours, then it's your spouse's or your kids, back and forth. And so trying to remain positive when your foundation is shaking is hard. And so what I'm empowering people to do, even going through it, is to really find that balance between being authentic and really honest about ways you're not feeling so grounded or so positive, but then finding the silver lining even in those moments, without being a Pollyanna or putting a Band-Aid on real emotional problems. And we feel those things in our bodies.
Okay, now I want to tell everybody who's watching this that this morning, Lauri sends me this article and she's like, here's kind of what I'm talking about. And I was like literally glued to it. It was so inspiring and so enlightening. And I'm in the divorce business. I've been doing this for 12 years. And this is like something that for me, I was like, wow, like this is a totally new perspective. Now, I want to read a little bit of the article. And I think this is a great way to kind of explain what we're talking about. So Lauri offers these gentle check-ins and grounding practices for each stage of divorce. So I'm going to read one, and then Lauri, you just tell me how to reframe it and what the practice is, okay?
Yeah.
So like when you're feeling unsettled or on edge, ask yourself, do I feel steady right now? Or am I bracing for what might happen next? Because that's what people do. Mm-hmm. So how do you reframe that, and what's the practice?
So, first of all, it's all about presence. And when you're going through the ringer, don't want to cuss on here. It's easy to get pulled off our game, right? And so oxygen mask on us first, no matter what. And we forget that. So this is one of those examples of asking yourself just that simple question. Am I steady right now, or am I bracing for what's next? The other shoe to drop. And in that way, I'm going to talk about our shoes. So when we want to feel more grounded, the easiest thing we can do, whether we're able to get outside or not, is to stand on both feet equally and just kind of notice that balance. In yoga, we talk about the four corners of your feet. Makes me crazy because we don't have corners on our feet, but you can, there's 2 points under the big toe ball mount, the baby toe ball mount, and kind of like visualize 2 safety pins or push pins on the backs of your heels and just really ground those down. And the reframe is, I don't need certainty right now. I need enough steadiness for just this moment. So if we just, how to eat a bear is one bite at a time. And this is one of those situations where it's easy to get overwhelmed and go down the road of the what ifs and the what thens, but really staying in that present moment, putting both feet on the ground, taking 4 or 5 deep breaths. Box breathing is a really good way to connect to the foundation. We're talking about our root chakra. And if you visualize a box and you breathe up one side for a pace of 4, let's say, hold at the top, same pace. Exhale down the side, same pace, hold at the bottom, and kind of do that a few times and then reverse it. Really does create that stability.
Okay, so this is for somebody who's just, because this has happened to me, Lauri. I went through a divorce 18 years ago, but in anything in life, sometimes I'm like, why am I so nervous? And you don't even know why. It's just, and then subconsciously, you know why. You're impending divorce. You're worried about the kids. You're worried about finances. You're worried that you're going to be alone forever. So we can be nervous and stressed without even really knowing why.
Right. Right.
Okay. Next emotion is when things feel confusing or contradictory. And you say, ask, am I judging my emotions or letting them move?
Mm-hmm.
What's the practice and reframe there?
So the reframe is my emotions don't need permission to exist in order to pass through me. And a lot of us, especially, when we're going through divorce in this lens, I saw my parents going through it, the pretending everything's okay. We talked about that earlier. When we deny our own emotions, the model, especially if we have kids, is that they should deny theirs too. So this is a huge area where being real, it doesn't mean you need to be explosive or have a fight. We try to, I've been married for 37 years. We don't want to fight in front of our kids. We have disagreements, and we've done a really good job being real about those disagreements and talking about them. But emotions flare, and understanding that happens, that's just a normal part of life. I think what happens through divorce is the lens is the spotlight just gets bigger. So everything gets amplified. So a normal emotion that we're having anyway might feel even bigger. And that creates fear and anxiety in and of itself. So how to sort of settle our emotions down is just notice where you're feeling that in your body. If it's anxiety, is your chest constricting? Try to open the chest. Is it your mind? You can bring your thoughts. I've written about this. I call it the heart drop. It's like an EDM concert, and the beat is, the revving up of the DJ, and then the beat drops. That's what this is like. So your thoughts are revving up like that DJ. And when we bring them down in the heart and breathe through that, our body takes care of those swirling thoughts. And it can take care of our emotions.
As you're talking, I'm going,
yeah.
All right, next one. This is a big one. When you start second guessing yourself and you're saying, am I explaining my decision or owning it? Because there's a lot of second guessing when it comes to divorce.
Right. Yeah. And this has to do with our power center, which is our solar plexus chakra. And I call that the Freddy Krueger fireplace. It really is the fuel that drives the vehicle of our body. And it's how we abuse it or use our power, right? It's like a stove. You can dial up your fire, you can dial down your fire. And so in terms of decision making and trusting our guts, which is where this area is, the reframe would be, clarity doesn't require consensus. You're allowed to make your decision if you know it's the best decision and not have to second guess that. So embodying your decision, you're going to get a lot of opinions, right? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? And if you're really able to take a deep breath, comes back to that breath, then your body's saying, yeah, you're sure about it. And you get to own that. And you don't have to explain it in a defensive way, or if that's the only way you can in the moment, then just be true to yourself and confident in your decisions, which is hard to do.
Okay, I think we have time for one more, and I just picked one that I really liked. When positivity feels out of reach, and you say, ask honestly, is positivity accessible right now? Or am I trying to think my way out of discomfort my body has just not processed yet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So our bodies are designed to seek pleasure and avoid pain. Nobody wants to be in discomfort. Nobody wants to be in anxiety, fear, and divorce turns all of that up. And so when we're empowered in our authenticity to really feel real about our emotions and not have to wish them away or push them aside, then we're more likely to deal with the situation in a more balanced way. So the hopeful statement you can reframe when you're in this position of, am I ever going to feel positive again, is positivity will come. And it's only going to be after what else has been acknowledged, right? So sometimes we do have to fake it till we make it. We gave that example of trying to put on a brave face in front of your kids, right? You don't want to shout and scream and make them upset, but you can't keep brushing your own emotions underneath your energetic carpet either, because they're still going to be there and they're just going to get bigger, and the carpet's going to come up one day and there's all these dust bunnies you have to deal with. So again, presence, take one moment at each time, do that check-in with yourself. In this way, you can, again, practice some grounding, deep breathing, and just noticing where in your body are you tense. If it's your shoulders, your jaw, most likely you're not expressing your truth. You're holding your tongue, you're sealing your lips, and you're not speaking. So getting the words out, if you can in the moment, write them down or sing them out, or get in your car and scream. Do something to move the energy around so that, again, those dust bunnies don't get stuck within yourself.
It's interesting because there's been times where I've been like by myself and I'll just go, okay, you know what's really bothering me right now? And I literally say it. And it just, I'm not saying it to actually talk to my dog. And I'll just say what's bothering me. And then you just feel like you just are validated. You've released it. And like you said, you're shifting the energy. So if you're talking to yourself or your dog, you're not crazy.
No.
Okay, Lauri.
I talk to my dog all the time.
I talk to my dog the whole day because it's just us here working. Okay, I have one more question.
Yeah.
Tell everybody watching how you work with people individually to help them and in what modalities and how you can help with divorce.
Okay. So the business that I run, that I founded, is Custom Designed Wellness. And it is just that. I customize pathways that lead people to their most aligned and joyful lives. And joy, especially when you're going through divorce, is something people don't think they have a right to experience, when in fact it's our birthright. Love and joy are the highest vibrations. And even if you're feeling unloved or untethered, you have every right to get there, and you will. And so people come to me because they want to feel better in the bodies they own, or they want to feel more confident in the situations in which they're moving those bodies through. Divorce is one of them. And whether it's Reiki or yoga or energetic discussions like this one, easy practices, journaling, sculpting, toning, I do all of the things. I have clients that come with me and we just go on walks. Or I have clients that come to me and we only do Reiki, but through those conversations, my intuition kicks in and with everything. And I'm able to recognize and identify for them where they might have a little wounding or a lot. And then we work on ways to repair, heal, and align.
And I want to tell everybody that Lauri is located on the North Shore of Chicago, but she can see you on Zoom for other things. So
100% for everything.
You can't take a walk with someone who's in Bend, Oregon, but you can see them over Zoom.
Yeah.
And I want to also tell everybody, if you want to learn more or have a consult with Lauri, you can find her at customdesignedwellness.com. And you can also find her in the trusted professional section of Divorced Girl Smiling under Energetic Wellness. So, Lauri, thank you. As always, I have so loved talking to you, and I feel extremely light and wonderful.
Well, have a beautiful, wonderful day, and thank you for having me on to meet everybody who might be watching now or later.
Well, thanks again for your time, and everybody watching, thank you for your time, and we wish you all the best.
All right. Thanks. Bye.